Hello, you little egg McMuffins. Have I got a treat for you today? Because this is a little bit of a how-to, but this is a how-to drawing an old school dungeon map. And so this is the, what's my little thing? Like, on the, there we go, cool. So this is the old school sort of cyan blue dungeon maps. They're getting a little bit of a resurgence in popularity nowadays because they really are quite delightful. Let's actually put all of the layers on here. Let's get the numbers on. Start getting a feel for this thing. Looks pretty good. This is part of my endless dungeon that I do for my patrons on Patreon. Every single month I draw a new level and it's just going down and down and down. And I thought this would be a fun time to show you how I do it. So, and I'm going to do the whole thing, and we'll edit out and speed up the bits where I'm just drawing walls, things like that. So I'm not going to narrate the whole thing, but I want you to see how I start doing this. And I'm actually going to start by turning all of this off, putting this back on. There we go. And let's turn that off for a moment. Okay, so one thing about the old school cyan blue is it's a little garish. This is not my map, by the way, but it's a little garish. It's bright. Fun fact: this blue, they did this in the old days to stop people photocopying it, because photocopiers would struggle with this particular shade of cyan blue. So that's why they did this. It was like an anti-copying device. It was like DRM before there was DRM. So kind of cool. But like if we do the whole layer like in this blue, let's just pick up that for a moment. And like let's fill the background with it. I mean it's kind of kapow, right? I mean and I've seen them even sharper and brighter and more saturated than this. This is actually not the worst I've seen. But based upon the fact that I was like, well, this is a little garish, I actually started to decide that I was going to go just a tad darker like this. And what I do is I then add some texturing like this, and every map has been a little bit different. So it kind of has a little bit of a, I don't want to say paper quality, but it's certainly a surface texture thing. So that's one thing that we're going to do today. But I'm going to start by actually turning off the background. We're going to turn off the old map, that was level 10. We're going to now move up to level 11. And we're going to turn on our compass rose and our title. Maybe do I need to turn this on to see it? There we go. Okay. And let's change this to 11, because that's what we are obviously going to be on today. That is our scale. Hellhound Caves, level 11. An endless dungeon by me. Let's get rid of this guy over here. We don't need him. That was for demo purposes only. Get out of here. Now, I'm going to turn off this. The reason being is I'm going to throw a grid on, and we're going to draw based off that. Now, one thing I always do is if I'm going to be drawing, a level below or next to one I've already done, then I like to actually bring back the previous version so I can actually see where the exit point is, where the party's got to go to be able to move to the next level. And it happens to be that spiral staircase right there. So first things I'm going to do is I'm going to do ink. I'm going to grab this just so I've got the position of it. Let's copy it. Let's paste it. Let's just nudge that back into position a little bit. Let's turn off the old ink. Let's turn off that. Let's get this guy kind of where we want him. There we go. Okay, now I know. I'm probably going to censor that, by the way. But let's now I'm gonna get rid of this. We don't need this one at all. That's from the old map. Let's get rid of him. We're gonna call this ink right here. And I'm gonna get rid of the old grid. We don't need that right now. We got our numbers. I always keep the numbers around because then I don't have to be retyping them every single time. And this ink here, let's make this a little bit more central. Let's bring that down to kind of, how about something like that. Something like that. And I'm gonna get rid of the outside wall. Nice. There we go. And that's my staircase up. It comes from level 10 above us, and it's gonna egress right here. And I think, well, we'll do doors and everything at the end. Let's start having a little bit of fun with this right now. I kind of want to, so what I'm going to do is on this ink layer, I'm going to make sure we're using this darker blue. It's basically this blue right here. Let's just make sure. That's my ink color. Let's turn off that background. And I'm going to draw in this, and I'm going to actually do it about 10 pixels. And we're going to do it in this brush right here. Let's just make sure I like this brush. Yeah, kind of, sort of. It's meant to be hard round, no pen pressure size. I'm not quite. Whoa! Don't do that. What are you doing? Don't want to hear that. It's odd that one is doing pen pressure. It really is, because it shouldn't be. Let's try this one. Weird. Very, very, very weird. They're all doing pen pressure. Well, you know what? Screw it. Let's go back to this guy. I'm going to up it to 10. That's my brush size for all of this. And let's... It would be fun if we came down into the center of a room. Maybe something like this. Maybe something like this. How about let's do something symmetrical, and I'm gonna do solid for now, and so we'll do something like that there. And this will be about the point, by the way, where we kind of like fast forward a little bit, but let's draw this. Okay, fast forward machine, go. And we are back. After that crazy fast forward, here we are, and I've got the general design down. I've got my statues, I've got a couple of pits, I've got some pillars, and I've got all of my doors. Just realised I actually want a secret door too on here. Yeah, maybe just one. I don't want to make it too obvious. I think this place right here needs... Yeah, okay, let's get rid of this guy. And we're going to make that one a secret door. Okay, so now I'm going to bring back my... Actually, before I get into this, I want to show you now what happens next. So I'm going to do a couple of things. One, we have our background. But the problem is, I mean, it's just basic. It's the same color as our walls, right? So it just hides everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spaz that up. But okay, I'm going to get rid of that. This is my background backup. Let me just kind of push him up to the top here. There we go. So our background is all kind of wonkified in that it's just covering everything. So what I'm going to do is... Well, you know, first and foremost, I don't quite know how my ink layer got into this folder, but I don't like it. So I'm going to bring that out. We're going to come back to our labels in a moment. Where's my ink go? Is it still in there? God damn it. Okay. As I was saying, we do a select on our ink layer, and I'm then going to contract that. Select, modify, contract 10 pixels, and then I come to here, and I'm going to give this a layer mask. I might have to select inverse, but I want to just try this. I'm going to give this a layer mask. Pow! There we go. And I like this result. I like the way this goes. Oh, I need to layer mask these two, but I'll do that in a second. So I kind of like how this ends up looking. You know, it's not just a white line on the cyan blue. It's kind of like it's got this double stroke thing going on, and I think it just looks kind of neat. It look, you know. So let's just do a little bit of cleanup on this. So we are going to, oops, wrong color. We want white to get rid of that. And there too. I'll probably move this whole compass rose off to one side. Let's do that right now. So that and that. It's going to move you. Where's less busy? You know what? Let's just tuck him up into the corner here. Alright. So something like this. Looks good. Now, I'm going to do these areas too, which means coming back to here. So we're going to do ink on this. Select, 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 select. Select, modify, contract. 10 pixels. Coming back to here, and now we want to reverse that, get a nice big brush. Oh, maybe I didn't even need to reverse that. There we go. Get this painted in. Because I've got it selected, it's not allowing me to obviously split anywhere else. This is all on a mask, by the way, so I can reverse that very easily. Let's deselect. That doesn't look too clean there. That's kind of looking a little bit funky. Well, you know what? While we're here, it's kind of a little bit odd, but let's just tidy that up. There you go. Not looking too bad. There we go. Now, I always miss something, so let's let's get these while we're at it. To make sure it's nice and good. Alright, fantastic. Looking good. Looking good. I bet I've missed something. I've missed a door or something. Let me know in the comments down below if you could spot the mistake, because there is always one when I do this. Okay, so then the next thing is I kind of want to get a little bit of texture on this background here. So I'm actually going to bring him up to there. This was my lighter color, and I'm going to go back to my ink. Let's just turn him off a moment so we can see what we're doing. Let's do ink, 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 ink. I think I got everything. Select, modify, contract, 10 pixels again. Very nice. We're going to be doing the same again in a moment here. And I'm going to come back to you. We're also going to give you a little bit of a layer mask. Like so. But I want to come back to my ink. Now, this is a good time to save a mask or something, but I mean, I only have to do this a few times, so it's okay. I'm not too bothered about these two little bits, by the way, because the reason why we're doing this is I'm going to come back to the mask. And we are going to get a nice big kind of grungy brush. What are we going to do? Not that one. No. What's under my splatter effects? Skin first, scaled textures. Interesting. Cloud, smoke, dust. That could be good. Ground effects and textures. Alright. Let's try this one. Okay, there we go. Something like this. I am now basically going to paint on top of this mask in such a way that is going to remove or hide this lighter blue and allow this darker blue to come through. That's why I wasn't too bothered about these two little dots, by the way. Just get a little bit of texture on the map. Something like this. Actually looks pretty good. Let's get a little bit going on there. Let's just take a little bit more off. Just here and there. Almost gives it that old school paper look, you know? Like it's been a scenario that we've had hidden in our stash for a couple of decades. There you go. Okay, let's get rid of that brush. We don't need to see that. Let's do a deselect. Okay, so that's getting really close. I'm actually going to hit save right there. Next is I want to then... now, I do want to add some labels and such, but before we get there, I don't want the grid where there is no map. So, we've got our grid up here. That's the grid layer right there. And we are going to go back to the ink. And you've guessed it. We're going to... In fact, let me just get this back so we can see what we're doing. Got one. Let's just select these as well. Got it. And then select... you know what? I'm not going to actually make it smaller this time because I want to crop right up to the walls. Right up to the walls. So then we go to our grid. Why have I got multiple things? There's one grid in here, but okay. We got a grid and we mask it. Oh, I needed to do select inverse. And then we mask it. There. And I think that looks a lot cleaner. We've got a nice little bit of texture. We've got our almost double stroke on the walls, which I love doing this. I think it looks just so clean. We've got our grid just on the inside. Look how beautiful that looks. Look how clean that looks. Alright, so let's just get some labels on this now. So, and I kind of want to... I'll clean all of this up off camera, but we're gonna let's get these labels showing. Okay. And let's start the process. I'm gonna leave that one on. Let's turn all of these off here. There we go. So we're gonna grab number 1, and we're just gonna start putting these on the map. And I am going to grab these, because these guys actually should be down into here. Come on. Scroll. Because they need to fall underneath my labels and everything. And this one, I can get rid of you right now. There we go. Because then that means things like my number 4 could sit on top of my statue if I was so inclined. Why actually? I don't know what that is. Why is my number 4 not sitting on top of my statue? Oh, that's a dopish thing to do. Hold on a sec. These guys need to get out. To there. And I think I'll just put my number 4. Maybe here. Yeah, okay, 5. There we go. Let's fast forward this bit. And I think that's it. I think I have all of my labels. I always typically miss one. I always typically mess something up. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we got our secret. We got our traps. I think we are good to go. I think Hellhound Caves level 11 is complete. Fantastic. Hopefully you enjoyed this fast forward and a little bit of music played in the background. Until the next time, you crazy mapping kids, I love you, and I'll see you on the flip side.